Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 27th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, then we'll get started with our session for today. Get everything done real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Looks good. Good. Couple other things right here. All right. Everything looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. There we go. All right, cool. All right, I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. Looks good. Morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 27th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. So let me go ahead and set this up. Sorry for starting a little late, guys. I was trying to set up my funded account for TFF. For some reason, I don't know why, but it always has issues the first couple times logging in. But it's good to go now. So looks like we're good. So morning, Miles. Morning, Peter. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Marco. Morning, Maria. Morning, Rami. Morning, Kenny. Morning, David. Morning, Jennifer. Morning, Charles. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Natasha. Morning, Jez. Morning, Randy. Morning, Solange. Morning, Dell. Morning, Matthew. Morning, David. Morning, everybody. Let me go ahead and set up the liquidity real quick. In about 4 minutes till market opens, so I just got to get all of this kind of situated real quick. So I'll do this real quick. I know there's some news coming up today too, and there was some news prior. So I will be marking that up as well. All right. Looks good for the most part. That's about it. All right, cool. So that's it with the areas of liquidity right there. Over here on the clean chart, do the same thing. That right there. All right. Looks good. 7:27 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. So looks good for the most part right here. Other than that, I think we're good right now. Let me check the news real quick. Looks like we had news at 5:30. Then we have news at 7 and 7:30. So 5:30, 7, 7:30. Get that down real quick. 7 and 7:30. All right. So we got 7 and 7:30 right there. All right, for the most part, everything looks pretty much good to go. Let's take a look at retail sentiment real quick. Retail sentiment is currently, pretty sure it's long. Yep, 61% long. So we're definitely looking for sells today. Price just hit liquidity right there. We're definitely looking for sells today. So market's going to open in about 2 minutes. The market opens will determine which direction we're going to be trading in. Obviously, it's going to be a sell if price does come that way, because that's the direction of the bias. But we'll confirm in the next 50 seconds or so when the market does open. So there's news right here at 5:30. There. All right, cool. So it looks like we're good to go for the most part. Other than that, let's see if we'll have a breakout to take shortly. There we go. Market's going to open in about 20 seconds, guys. Our current momentum is bullish buy. So if we do get a buy breakout, I'm probably not going to take it. I'm going to see if we're going to get a sell breakout. We need a sell signal in order for that to be considered. Looks like the sell signal closed right there. So we just need a strong red candle now. We need a strong red candle. If that closes as a strong red candle, then that will be the breakout for us today. So retail sentiment is currently 60% long. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently 187 points in the red. So it's a bit indecisive right now with regard to the overall bias, because the fundamentals are not lining up with the sentiment. But I think overall price will make its way back down. So there's no strong sell bias right now, but the bias is sell in the long term. So we might get some choppiness here on open. All right. Morning, Rashida. Morning, JJ. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Matt. Morning, PC. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Barack. Morning, Jessica. Morning, Nick. Morning, Saren. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Lisa. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. The market is now open. We're looking for a strong red candle in order to confirm this breakout. We don't have it yet. Once we do get it, we'll see if we can take it for the breakout entry. However, looking at the bias today, the bias is a bit indecisive. It's bearish for the retail sentiment, but it is bullish for the fundamentals. So see where that goes. This right here might be the breakout. However, if it's too big of a candle, might want to wait a little bit for it to pull back a little bit before entering, because this is a pretty big candle right here. Just got to make sure the wick on the bottom is not too big. All right, so let's see. I'm going to enter right here as it pulls back. So I'm going to pull back a little bit, and then as it pushes forward, I will enter for the short position here. I'm not in it yet, guys, because this candle here is too big. As I mentioned, if it's too big like this, you got to wait a bit for it to pull back and then enter as it comes back down, because it tends to pull back at least, the half or the full length of the candle. Right here, price actually went too far back. So I don't think I'm going to take this breakout today, guys. Let's see if I can find this over here real quick. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take this breakout over here. I'm going to see if it comes back down. Maybe I'll pull into it if it does. But it drops lower. See where it's at right here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hold off on it. I haven't entered it yet. Spread right now is just kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it yet because the spread right now is kind of like bouncing around. Um, I was gonna set a sell stop, but I'm just gonna wait off it. I'm just gonna wait for the next entry, guys. I think it's too risky for me to hop into the trade right now. So I'm probably just gonna hold off. I don't think it's worth the risk, to be honest. Yeah, it's not worth the risk. Not in the position. If you guys are in it, I mean, great. I think this is, it's just too risky of a move right here because it's the market's just too volatile as it bounces back and forth. It's not really a smooth move. Like generally you'd wait for it to just push down and then hit TP, but it's not really that smooth at all right now. So I'm personally going to hold off on the entry here. If you guys are in the position, hopefully you guys moved your stop loss in profit. But you guys can see there's a lot of back and forth movement. So I'll be looking for a following entry, not necessarily this breakout. I'll set an alert there to see if it does hit, which I do think it'll hit, but it's not really a smooth move, right? It's not like straight to TP. Usually it would hit TP by now. Let's see. Yeah. So the main reason why I'm not really inclined to take like this trade right here is because the bias isn't it doesn't align, right? So looking at the overall bias right here, the retail sentiment is indicating to take shorts. However, the fundamentals over here are bullish. So it's hard for us to really determine if it's going to be a really strong bias or not because the fundamentals here don't align with it. Typically, you want the fundamentals here to align with it for you to have a strong bias. Looking over here at the heat map, let me refresh this. Is it all red here? It's weird. I don't know why this hasn't updated. This is a different heat map here for trading view. It's weird that this hasn't. Yeah, let me go back to the other heat map. Let me see if I could find it. US30. Oh, thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was looking at this trading view one, but I'm not sure if it's very accurate or not. Okay, so here's the other heat map we're using. Yeah, so this one does look a bit more accurate here. It's mostly green for the most part. It got really close to the TP though, down here. Yeah, B said I was $100 away from being stopped out, got out with 1K profit. I'm not playing with that shit, thank God. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys are either out of the position in profit or you guys have moved your stop loss in profit. The market right now is just too choppy. It's not really moving directional at all. I kind of had a feeling it was going to do this mainly because the bias didn't confirm, right? If you look at the requirements here, you know, the second requirement here is to confirm the bias. The retail sentiment is indicating a sell, fundamentals are indicating a buy. The technicals here are indicating a sell as well. So turn on the pivots. Yeah, I mean, everything here, well, not everything, but 2 to 1, it's indicating a sell, but the fundamentals here are the ones that are, it's the thing that's mainly causing the uncertainty here because the fundamentals generally want it to be below 100 points, but right now it's plus 55. So it's just, you know, it's just too risky of an entry. And I don't like taking risky entries. So obviously I'd prefer to wait for something more solid to come along. So Yeah, for the most part, I'm not in this breakout right here, guys. I'm looking for any possible entries to come along. I guess I could leave this up now, but I'll be looking for other entries over here. Like on the, you know, in the 10-minute, if I see anything coming up. So it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a V3 anytime soon because we have a sell signal. We need like some sort of retracement before we can have that. And you guys can see here, this breakout's been running for at least 10 minutes now. Typically the breakout usually hits like right away, whether it be stop loss or TP. And right here, it hasn't really, it's getting close to it. A few more pushes, it looks like it can make it to its full TP. See if there's anything else here. Yeah, Maddie said market super spiky. I agree. Rami said 810 pips with my heart and my ass. Looks like a lot of you guys here did pull some profit off this here. You guys already caught the hunt. You just caught 100 pips. So yeah, it looks like a lot of you guys here actually caught some profit. Rick's up 700 bucks. And Nick said market's been like this all morning. Yeah, I haven't been following the market, but I just looking back right here, you guys can see the choppiness, you know, all throughout London session right here. So choppiness all throughout London open, dropped a bit to correct to where it's supposed to go, and then some more choppiness, drop back a little bit, and then again right here, some more choppiness as well. So it's just a lot of choppiness in the market so far today, which is anticipated. The reason why it's anticipated is because there's no strong bias, right? Like if the fundamentals here are red, retail sentiment was red, and you know the whole heat map here was red, then yeah, for sure we'd be looking for some sells. But currently right now, the main thing that we're looking at is just going to be the retail sentiment, because the fundamentals aren't aligned with it. B said in these market conditions, I was considering doubling my stop loss, doubling my TP, but halving my lot size. What do you think? Yeah, no, definitely B, because you can, if you do that, you'll be taking on the same risk, but you'll be able to withstand, you know, the back and forth movement. So yeah, no, it's a smart move. You can do that. And then if you want to close out of the trade early when you're in profit, you can do that as well. That's usually what I do too. Also, because the spread's super wide, I'm just looking at my spread right now. It was going up to like 400 pips for a second on open. When it started to spike around right here, it was kind of bouncing around like 400 pips or so. And then now it's back to 110. So it's usually a big red flag to when that happens. Like when the spread is consistently changing, especially when it's changing between 100 and 400 pips, the big gap, especially if you're going in with a tight stop loss, like a 300 pip stop loss, that's like automatic loss if you get caught in the spread. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. There's nothing else for us to take at the moment. This trade is technically still running, but I'm not in this position right here. It was too risky. I was explaining that, you know, everyone should have at least pulled out in profit or moved their stop loss in profit, hopefully, and you guys pulled out with a slight profit or at break even. I just don't, you know, I don't think positions like this are worth really sitting in, because you're going to find another position come along. This isn't the last position for you to take today. So yeah, if you guys pulled out of the breakout already, that's fine. Let's see. A lot of you guys here actually posted some profits. So Maria over here took the breakout. She caught it for like about 200 pips. Nice work right there, Maria. So she made about 1,015. Let me see who else over here pulled out in profit. And Josh over here got caught in the spread, it looks like. Who else over here? Scroll up a little bit. Lisa over here currently up, let's see, 4,124. Nice, or 4,124 cents. So nice work right here, Lisa. Scrolling down lower. Let's see, we got Nick over here. Nick took the breakout as well, pulled out in profit early, locking a total of 838. Nice work, Nick. So I'm hoping all of you guys here pulled out in profit, because obviously you can see the market's not very smooth right now. Andreas over here took the breakout as well, pulled out early, locking a total of 502. And I'm just going to delete this here so that you guys don't think we're in the position, because we're not in the position. I don't want you guys to get the confusion that we're still in it or that we were, I wasn't in it at all. So this trade here isn't even count because whether you made profit or not, I didn't take the trade. So I didn't make any profit. I didn't make any loss. The only trades we count are the ones that I actually take here on the live. So Stanley over here locked in a total of 616. Nice work. It looks like a lot of you guys here did listen to my advice here and pulled out in profit or moved your stop loss in profit. Kenny over here as well locked in a total of 603. Nice work, Kenny. Oops. Scroll up again. 603. Wesley over here locked in a total of 460. So a lot of you guys here did listen to my advice and you guys did move your stop loss in profit or pulled out with profit. Marco over here locked in a total of 252. Nice work, Marco. And Kenny over here with 603. Milzon over here, he didn't take any trade. Yeah, smart move, Milzon. So Milzon said, no profits, no losses. See you tomorrow. Yeah, good idea, Milzon. I haven't taken anything today either. So I'm just chilling at the moment. Maddie over here locked in a total of 393. Pulled out early with profit. Second account over here locked in 183. Nice work, Maddie. His third account over here locked in a total of 372. So great work all around, guys. David over here as well took the breakout, took it out for early profit, locked in 393. Nice work, David. Yeah, Maddie said the slippage MFF got him. Yeah, exactly. Charles over here too, locked in a total of 555. Nice work, Charles. His second account over here locked in a total of 393. And then his fourth account over here locked in a total of 836. Nice work all around, Charles. You know, I think this week's been kind of choppy, guys, mostly because of the earnings reports that are released this week. So if you guys aren't familiar with earnings, basically a lot of companies releasing their earnings, and there's the whole Twitter thing that came out with Elon, and there's just a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that's causing a lot of this choppiness right here. Overall today, there just wasn't a bias. So that's why I didn't take this trade here. It's the second requirement, right? In order to take this trade properly for a valid entry, all of these have to line up, especially the bias. The bias is going to be the number one requirement. And if that doesn't line up, then I'm not going to take the trade because it doesn't fit all of the requirements. So other than that, nice work over here, Dave. He said that he lowered his lot sizes just in case, still locked in some pretty solid profit, total of 1,340 for the day. So nice work, Dave. Patrick over here as well. Patrick currently up 7,486. Looks like he took the breakout over here. Really nice profit, his biggest profit for the day so far. And he pulled out at proper timing. So great work, guys. Looks like a lot of you guys here, pretty much everyone who listened to what I was telling you guys, I was telling everybody to pull out in profit or to move your stop loss in profit. If you guys listened, you guys did pull out with profit and you guys are good for the day. So great work, guys, to whoever listened and locked in profit off that. Otherwise, I haven't taken any trades yet. So it's just going to be a matter of time until I find something good. Price is right now at the sessions. So I'm not looking to take any trades at this moment. I know this was a V3 right here, but it's right at the session. So I'm not taking that V3. And the stop loss is too tight as well. So I wouldn't have taken this V3 regardless. For one, it was right at these sessions. And for two, stop loss is too tight. It needs a minimum of 300 pips in order for it to be a valid V3. Right here is requirement number 7. So no entry off that right there. Price is now reaching this next level of structure. This is the London low right here. One of two things will happen when price reaches it. It'll either break through it or come back below. Looks like there's liquidity sitting up here. So if it does break above, I do expect it to push up, hit liquidity, and maybe come right back down. But I mean, we'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, so this is earnings week, guys. Thanks, Rick, for sending this. See, as I mentioned, a lot of these companies are in US30, so there are earnings today. I mean, this whole week there's been earnings, right? With all of the other companies, and then a lot of speculation right here for the upcoming ones. So Chevron is in US30. I can't remember which companies are in here, but you guys can see them on the heat map. So if you look at the heat map over here, these are the companies right here. So I think this is what's causing a lot of the spikes in the market, because usually the market's been pretty smooth for the past couple weeks now, and then we get earnings this week, so the market started moving kind of choppy. So I would just be careful this week. I mean, we made profit on Monday, but I think, well, yesterday I didn't take any trades. Today I haven't taken anything. If I don't see anything really good, then I'm just going to sit out the market as well. I prefer to just sit on my capital until the market starts to move a bit smoother. A lot of times you guys just have to learn how to sit on your hands, right? If the market's not moving smooth and it's not giving you the bias that you need, then it's best to just wait for the market to give you that bias, because eventually it's going to give you the bias. As you can see right here, price rejected directly off the sessions. That's why I avoid trades at sessions. So even if I got any entries within these points right here, I wouldn't take any entries. And then if price drops below here, we have the news price, so I wouldn't take any trades around this point. And then again, down here at the bottom, we have opening price. So these are key areas where I wouldn't be trading at. I wouldn't be trading at the sessions, because price can do one of two things. It turns into a scenario where price can break above and continue pushing, or it'll reject off it like it did right here. And then same with down here, and down here as well. It's just a lot of key areas where there's a possibility of price being manipulated. Other than that, let me see if I missed anything else over here. And then we got news coming up right now at 7. So in about 10 minutes, we have news coming up. So you might want to be a bit careful with that as well. Yeah, no, smart move, Natasha. Natasha said, I'm definitely sitting on both my hands, newbie. And that's a smart move, Natasha. You just got to be smart about your entries. You can't take, well, I mean, technically you can take every entry, but you can only get lucky so many times. If you guys take trades right here at these sessions, this is really, a 50% chance opportunity, which isn't really a good odds, right? You don't want odds that are 50-50. You want odds that are like 80-20, 90-10, 70-30, something like that. Because you can see right here, price did spike off it. It came back for a second retest, and now it's starting to push to the upside. This doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep pushing up. This could be a fake out. It can push up slightly and then just come right back down. And you guys have seen that over the past couple of days. Specifically yesterday, you guys saw a lot of fake outs set up yesterday. It looks like this was a fake out right here again. So just avoid all trades at sessions. And if you guys missed the mentoring session yesterday, we went over that in detail. I explained why I avoid the sessions, how to identify the sessions, and how to apply all the variation strategies. So if you guys missed the mentoring session from yesterday, we covered a lot of good stuff on there. I was mentoring for about 2.5 hours. So there's a lot of information there that would be useful to you guys if you guys are sitting on these live sessions. Yeah, Maddie said V3 pending for the 10-minute. Yeah, if this closes as a high, we'd be looking for a red candle to follow it, and then it would qualify as a V3. But currently right now, hasn't confirmed yet. So as you guys can see right here, whenever price comes up, bounce back down. Price came up over here for the fake out, came right back down. The overall bias right now for the sentiment is 62%. So we're still looking for sells here with regard to sentiment. Looking over here at the fundamentals are very bullish though. So with that said, this doesn't go hand in hand, right? There's indecisiveness with the bias today. Fundamentals are bullish, retail sentiment is bearish. And the technicals over here are slightly bullish. I mean, they were bullish right here initially, and then now they're coming right back down. And there he goes, price comes tanking all the way back down. So this is why I always look at retail sentiment first, right? I think retail sentiment is the best thing to look at first, because you obviously want to trade the opposite of everyone else. If everyone here is buying, I'm looking to sell. But in order for me to take a sell that I'm actually comfortable with, I need price to confirm on the fundamentals as well. So the fundamentals over here are still very bullish. If this drops below 100 points, then I'm going to be very confident to take sells. as you can see right here, price reached the news price down here, and look where price is bouncing off. So I don't trade around any of these horizontal lines. I don't trade at the red line, which is London high low. I don't trade at the purple line, which is the Asia high low. I don't trade at the pink lines, which is news price. And I also don't trade around the blue line, which is opening price. And there you go, it's price bounced right off. It's same thing. Whenever price reaches these points, you guys always want to keep in mind that price can do one of two things. It can either bounce off it, or it can break below and continue dropping further. It gives you a 50-50% probability that price will do one or the other. You don't want to trade with a 50-50% chance. You want to trade with the higher probability. So that's why I skip any trades that come near the sessions news price or open price, regardless as to however good it looks. So nothing right now. News is coming up in 6 minutes. So I just be careful. Prices is like right in between both of these sessions. So same situation. So right here, how you can see there's a possibility of manipulation. Same with this right here. As price pushes back up to this Asia high over here, it can do the same thing. It can either break above and continue pushing, or it can bounce off right here and come right back down. But just a reminder, we haven't taken any trades today yet. No official trades. I did mark the breakout. However, I didn't take it. So since I didn't take it, it's not going to count as an official trade because I didn't classify it as an official trade with all the requirements being met. So I'm just going to pull up the requirements over here again real quick for the breakout, just to explain to you guys. In order for it to be a valid entry, like an official valid entry, all of these have to be met. You can't skip over any of them. Since the first step right here, I know it says optional, but highly recommended. This is one of my requirements that I actually do use. So for this right here, since the bias wasn't confirmed, I didn't go on to the next one, right? Even though all the other requirements here were met, since this wasn't confirmed, I didn't even think about taking the trade because I only want to take trades that are going to win. And obviously, since that didn't meet, you can see it went slightly in a profit, but it didn't necessarily hit TP like it should have. All right, Stanley. Yeah, today's probably not the best day for you to trade anyway, Stanley. You should probably just chill out today, come back tomorrow. Nice. Rick said, F, it made another 700. Nice work, Rick. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. I think that might be it for now. All right. So to make sure I'm not missing anything over here. Yeah, as you guys can see right now, price isn't really doing much. It's kind of just ranging sideways right now where the sessions are. I'll just clean it up a bit so that you guys can see it a lot better, but I'm just trying to show you guys here the different scenarios that could play out. However, since price is in between the sessions, I don't think much is going to happen at the moment. All right, looks good. Go and update these areas of liquidity here. So guys, like, the main thing with trading, guys, is being patient. I think that's something that I can't stress enough for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are really excited and tempted to take a trade right now. You guys see a lot of these movements in price. However, the real hard job is being able to be patient, because right now we do, like, I anticipate price to come back down, but there's no guarantee it's going to come right back down right away, right? If it was past this news price right here, then yeah, of course, I would think it'd come down lower, but it hasn't come down yet. Also, we have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock and at 7:30. So when that comes up, we're going to have another area of news price, which I'm hoping it stays around this area so that we'll just have that area of manipulation around the same point. I don't want it to be down here and then we have to worry about price when it reaches down this open area over here. I'm going to mark up the opening price over here as well, which is right there. Thanks, Anton. Yeah, Anton said we got a lot of demand below. Good to know, Anton. I could see that too. But as you can see, price isn't really doing anything right now. It's just it's bouncing between the sessions right here. Purple line right here, which is the Asia high, and then the news price, which is right here. And then we're going to get another news price that comes up shortly after this candle. Yeah, no, definitely. Anton said, so if we get a dump, it could quickly reverse, just FYI. No, and I can see that too, Anton. Yeah, I'm not sure if your demand is sitting around the opening price right here. I'm assuming it's around that area. Yeah, Maddie said same with the upside. So there's a lot of supply up top and a lot of demand on below. Yeah, thanks, Maddie, for your guys' analysis. I think that's good that we have different analysis here. I don't use supply and demand. So whenever Maddie and Anton identify supply and demand, it's a good heads up because I do think price can be choppy. And then with their analysis there as well, it's going to confirm too. Yeah, Maddie said if it pushes up again, it can spike down, probably going to be a ranging market, which I can see as well. So here's news. We have news right now at 7 o'clock. There goes, price pushes up. Thanks, Maddie. I'll take a look at that shortly. So let me just scroll up real quick. So here's Patrick over here. Patrick locked in a total of 7,486. I think we copied that already. Kevin over here locked in a total of 2,696. Nice work, Kevin. And Dell over here locked in a total of 879. Nice work, Dell. Let's see, Dell over here, his other account locked in 262. Lisa over here locked in 7,024. Nice work, Lisa. Rick over here locked in a total of 2,634. Nice work, Rick. Professor over here locked in a total of 2,620. Rick again over here locked in a total of 3,444. And Miriam over here locked in a total of 1,042. So nice work, guys. Looks like a lot of you guys are just taking trades based off my analysis here. Some of you guys did take the breakout earlier, even though it wasn't an official entry. You guys did take it for a partial profit. So good to see you guys. I don't have any profit myself, but I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still profiting off my analysis. Obviously, I can take these risky trades here off my analysis as well. But I'm not going to do that for the live because I want to only give you guys quality trades. Obviously, I want you guys to win every single trade so that you guys can pass your challenges and get funded right away. So I'm not going to give you guys anything that's not worth taking. Right now, I don't see anything worth taking. So that's why we're being a bit patient and just waiting for the market to confirm the direction. Because we don't have any real direction right now, guys. Just keep that in mind, right? Just delete this line here. Yeah, we don't have any clear direction. There we go. Price starts to dump super heavy. News over here was negative, it looks like. Thanks, Peter, for confirming that. Yeah, news was negative right there for pending home sales. Price is dropping heavily. This is why I focus on retail sentiment, right? Retail sentiment has been telling me to take sells this entire day. Even though the fundamentals are very bullish, retail sentiment has been telling us to take sells this entire day. So if you were looking for sells specifically, you guys can see that it's dropping just like it's supposed to. The fundamentals will catch up to the retail sentiment. It's just gonna be a matter of time until it does. But currently right now, let's refresh this. So I think the heat map here, oh, this is for S&P. That's my bad, guys. There we go. So the heat map right here is I mean, it's kind of flat for these, but it's very green for these over here. Let me check the other heat map, refresh this. For the most part, I don't know what's up with this heat map. I don't know why this heat map looks different. Um, yeah, maybe you should just stick to the to this heat map here. Because for some reason, actually, no. Okay, it looks right. It's just that it was grouped kind of weird. Actually, no, it looks fine. All right, so the heat map right here, looking at the trading view heat map, looks like a lot of things here are starting to change. They're not very green anymore. I mean, there's a couple green ones here. Microsoft's very up, Visa's very up. A lot of these other ones here aren't very high. So we'll keep an eye on it. But overall, the bias here is still going to be a sell overall for the long-term bias. You can see here price reached down to opening price and then bounced off it. So as you guys can see, hopefully this is starting to make sense to some of you guys if you guys aren't familiar with it yet. Whenever price reaches my horizontal lines right here, right? This blue line, this pink line, this purple line, this red line. Price will do one of two things. It'll either bounce off it or it'll break through and continue dropping. Right? Every time it does that. So right here, price came down to opening price and it bounced right off. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep correcting back to the upside. This can also mean that price will like break below and continue dropping further, right? So there you go, it starts to drop lower. Oh, I didn't even see. Mauricio said he took that 10-minute V3. I don't think there was a V3 right here, Mauricio. This is actually the high here was a red candle, so I don't think this was a V3. Maybe you might have just, but it looks like you still made profit of it, so it's all good, Mauricio. Mauricio said, "Oops, yeah." Well, you still trade in the proper direction because the overall bias was bearish for a sell, right? So if this was a V3, I would have taken it too. Nice. Mauricio made 3K off that trade right there. It wasn't even a valid entry, but he still took it and it pushed through nicely. So yeah, no, glad it worked, Mauricio, for you. Rick is now up 4K. Nice work, Rick. Looks like he caught it right back to open. So this is when the back to open actually is something that I would take. Like for Rick here, he took the back to open because my overall bias was a sell, right? Price just temporarily pushed the upside, but I did expect it to come back down, which it did. So this is a situation where I think the back to open type of strategy works very well because you'll have this manipulation push to the upside and then overall bias is still going to be a sell. So it does come right back down to back to open. So nice work, Rick. Glad to see a lot of you guys profiting off these moves right here. I'm not in any position right now, but I'm fine. You know, I'm still content, guys. The main thing is that I haven't had any losses, which is the main thing that I'm looking for. It's not necessarily having these big wins. It's mostly just not losing and consistently stacking the profits. So at the moment, there's no entries to take right now. If I see something, I'll let you guys know, but I just don't see anything available right now. I'm looking at the 3-minute, there's nothing here. Looking at the 5-minute, there's nothing there. Looking at the 10-minute, there's also nothing here as well. There's just nothing to take at the moment. Price is just super rangy and choppy at the moment where price just goes back and forth. There's not really any entries that are coming up and becoming available. Even on the 1-minute, there's nothing here either. There's no V3s. There's technically a V1 right here, but it was at the session. So, you know, I wouldn't have taken the trade, even though it would have hit full TP. Because if you took that trade there for short, full TP right there. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not really much for us to take at the moment. Yeah, Rick said need another buy signal before taking any more sells. Yeah, and exactly that's exactly what I would recommend too, Rick, because you want it to retrace up a little bit. It's going to have to retrace up, and then you can catch on its way back down. So if this closes right here, this is good because it can be setting up for a V3, V2, V1, something of the sort. But we do need that buy signal before it can be taken, right? So, all right, we'll follow it along and see where this goes. See if there's any other profits here. Nice. A lot of you guys here locked in more profit. Dell over here as well. He's currently up 1,135. And then he caught a little bit more, it looks like right here. Dell over here caught a little more, locking a total of 1,525. So great work, guys. Glad to see all you guys here killing it. Randy over here, he got hit by some pre-market, but made his way back. So over here, Randy took some pre-market moves, took a loss, but then he took these trades here off the breakout, and then he made it right back slightly below. And then he took a couple more trades right here to balance that out. And now he's in profit, a total of 405 for the day. So nice work, Randy. Nice recovery right there. Looks like you took a loss right there pre-market, and then everything down here, you hit all of your TPs with these green strips. So solid work, guys. Kenny over here currently up 792. Nice work, Kenny. And Wesley over here currently up about 900. So great work, guys. Everyone's doing pretty solid so far. Glad to see a lot of you guys here really picking up on the analysis during these lives. Rick said, or not. Yeah, I know it's too risky for you to really hop into any moves here. I mean, it's right next to opening price, so that's like one red flag. But we also didn't get the buy signal yet. So, I mean, regardless of the fact, there still isn't anything for you to take at the moment. So it's just a matter of, I mean, it's really just waiting. So it's 7:10 right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put any questions in the chat. Just make sure it's trading related, guys, and it's nothing like how to use MT4 or how to use the heat map and stuff like that, right? If you have any specific questions regarding the market or any of the strategies, just feel free to put them in the chat, and then I can cover whatever you guys need help with. Typically, I don't answer questions during the live, but there just isn't anything for us to take right now at the moment. So if there's anything relevant to the market right now, just go ahead and pop in the question. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. Yeah, Maddie, I'm not going to teach you how to use the DOM. It's YouTube for that. Orain said, all right, folks, trade smart. I'm out. Got 100 pips from the breakout. Nice work, Orain. And sometimes that's all you really need, guys. If you guys made enough profit today and you guys are happy with what you locked in, then just call it a day. You don't have to trade all day, especially during a market like this. If the market was moving smooth, then yeah, I would tell you guys to keep trading. But as you can see, market opened right here, price dropped a little bit, then it shot right back up, and then it corrected back down to where it was supposed to go. So as you can see right here, if you just ignored, so basically if you're just looking at where price is currently at, and just say that you ignored this whole area right here, right? I'm gonna fill it in. If you ignored all of this right here, like this is all noise, right? Because price kind of dropped, came back up, then it came right back down. Now it's where it's supposed to be. This is where, like, say for example, we didn't see this bullish push right here, right? And you just caught this part right here and this part down here. This is where the breakout would have hit full TP because the breakout was right there. So like, let me just draw this real quick to show you guys. So check this out. So if you just ignore this like manipulation right here, right? And price just kind of went straight and then dropped, this would have been the breakout full TP. So price is where it's supposed to be right now. In the beginning of the session, this is where we were anticipating price to be. This is just a bunch of a manipulated push right here, right? We weren't expecting price to really be bullish here. This was probably because of the earnings report that was released earlier today. And then also just a lot of, just a lot of back and forth movement. A lot of times you get noise like this, and this is where you want to avoid the market. But when price comes back below here, where it was initially, then this is where you want to be trading because you know that the market has stabilized. So basically manipulated push, it filled the correction right here, and then now it's back to where it was supposed to be. So just FYI for you guys, if you guys are like kind of confused as to like what manipulation looks like. That's why I always look at the bias, right? If you look at the bias, like I mentioned earlier today, if you look at the second requirement, retail sentiment is always going to be number one. So here, this already told me sells were going to happen today. That's why I look to take sells. Even though the fundamentals here were very bullish, look at where the fundamentals are now. They're not even up over 100 points. It was like up 300 to 400 points earlier, right? It came all the way back down because it follows the retail sentiment. That's why I always go to retail sentiment first. This is number one. Fundamentals are number two, and then the technicals are last for me. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys are really picking this stuff up. I mean, if you guys are new here, this is probably like a new language to you. But if you guys have been sitting on the live sessions for the past couple of years now, you guys can already see, how my analysis here lines up, because it usually does hit. A lot of times, this is why I was telling you guys to sit on your hands over here and not take any trades, because if you waited, price would have came right back down to where we anticipated, and now you can start looking for some sells. However, price is right at the sessions right here. So the one thing that you guys can be expecting is whether price will do one of two things, same pattern every single time, either reject off it or break below and continue dropping. One or the other. Here he goes, price hits the last level of liquidity right here. So if you guys remember this morning, we had a lot of liquidity sitting right here and down here, right? Price pushed up, hit all the liquidity right here, except for the very top. And then it came back down and hit the last area of liquidity below here. So all liquidity got hit on both sides for the most part. And this is pretty much what we are looking for at the moment. All right. So let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Kenny said next week, I'm getting everything ready for the flowing week to start my FTMO challenge. Nice work, Kenny. Rami said, thanks, Sean. 100 pips from breakout and I'm done. Don't want to mess up my profits for the week. Smart move. Rick said, I'm up 4,600. Need to walk away with all blues. Yeah, no, definitely probably the best decision for you there, Rick. Yeah, Peter said he thinks the push up was caused by Visa and Microsoft earnings, which I could agree. Rick said, Charles, come turn his computer off. Patrick said, opinion with a 10-minute daily strategy for a sell if the current candle closes below Asia with a red signal, or maybe you wait for a 10-minute snipes off the lower zones. Let me check the 10-minute real quick. Let me just map it real quick to see. So I think this candle right here is quite big, Patrick. I mean, if you want to take it, I do think it'll keep dropping because the overall bias is itself. However, I do think it's going to be a bit risky. I'd probably go for the snipes, but what you can do is what we discussed yesterday, right? You can take this with a smaller lot size and then continue taking other trades if that's what you want to do, because this is a big move. If you're taking this, you're going to be holding this for, pretty much the whole session. It's 1,500 pip move. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hit right away. This might go on until I've seen this trade go on for more than 24 hours. So if you hold on to this trade, you're not going to be able to take anything else for a while if you take a full lot size. This candle here actually looks really big, Peter. So if you remember our discussion yesterday, I mentioned if the candle is too big like this, it's going to have to retrace up a little bit. So maybe wait for a later entry because it'll probably retrace up and then come back down. So yeah, if you guys want more details on like this daily strategy, we covered this in detail yesterday during the mentoring session. So yes, this is the daily entry, but I'd probably be careful with it. Pat, it's just way too big of a candle, especially if it's, if the stop loss is less than the full candle. Kodi said, Sean, can you repeat which is number one, number two? So the bias requirements here are going to be retail sentiment, fundamental bias, and technical bias. Technical spelled wrong. So it's always going to be retail sentiment first. This might not even close with the sell signal. We got about a minute left on this. Pat, let me go ahead and just clean this up a little bit right here. Other than that, I think we're good right now. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, Rick said, don't overtrade, take your profits, move your stops, and never stop drinking. I'm out. So I'm surprised, I'm pretty sure a lot of people here are surprised Rick's giving advice to don't overtrade and take your profits and move your stops. Yeah, Rick actually did pretty good today, Rick. So if you want to send in your profits, I think he already did probably. Scroll here real quick. Yeah, Wesley locked in a total of 800 right here. Looks like about 800. Harry over here as well. Nice work, Harry. You locked in a total of 1,313. So great work right there, Harry. Right here, Tiana locked in a total of 4,778. Nice work, Tiana. No losses so far. And Narith over here, nice. He took the earnings for Microsoft, locking a heavy profit right there. So total profit for the day, 29K. Yeah, solid. Off the earnings call right there. Super heavy. Other than that, let's see. All right, Steven over here is holding his, it's like a sell. Yes, he's holding a sell right here, pretty deep in profit. So yeah, if you want to, I think it's going to keep dropping, Steven. Personally, I think it's going to keep dropping. You probably want to move your stop loss and profit, maybe slide it in as price continues to drop further. But Steven right here he's caught a huge move right there. Caught it right from that point. So let's see so he's in profit about a lot actually. Let's see. Looks like he caught that from right here. Yeah, like over 1,000 pips looks like. So pretty solid move right there, Steven. Other than that, I think that's about it. Maddie over here sent me the his markup. So he's anticipating, or this has already happened, already broke right through his demand, I think. This is the time frame is this? 1 minute. Yeah, it actually broke right through it, Maddie. Through his 5 minute, 15-minute demand already. So thanks for sending that earlier. I just missed it. I'm just seeing it right now. Other than that, I think that's it right now. Let me see if there's anything that I'm missing. Yeah, Patrick said, yeah, I'm sitting on that for 24 hours. Thanks. No problem, Pat. During the spring season, you're probably not going to hold on to it for too long. But I know like during the summer, like these dailies will run for like a whole day, like more than 24 hours. And sometimes they overlap with the following day's daily entry. So as I mentioned right here, see how price is pulling back up. There's two different areas price will pull up to, right? Price will pull up either to the halfway mark of the candle, which would be somewhere like there, or it can pull up to the full candle, which would be past your stop loss, right? So it can pull up to there and then come back down, or I can pull up to here and then come back down. So this is why you want to be a bit careful about taking entries when the candle is too big, because I do expect one of these to possibly be the retracement, and then it'll come back down eventually. So I'll keep that marked up on the 10 just to let you have something to follow along there. But for the most part, I think that's pretty much it for right now. There's nothing on the 5 minute, nothing on the 3 minute. Just keep in mind we have news coming up at 7:30. So it looks like volatility kind of died down a little bit. Price is now ranging sideways. Right here, you guys can see on the 1 minute, not really much going on. It's basically just a sideways movement now. Got that. All right. So here's a clean chart, it's easier to see. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you guys can see here on the clean chart that there's not really much to I mean, really decipher out the market. You guys can see right here, price kind of pulled down a little bit, faked out to the upside, came right back down. It corrected back to our overall bias. And then now it's just ranging sideways. So let's take a look at the overall bias again. Looking over here at the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 64% long. So we're definitely looking for sell still here. Looking at the fundamentals, fundamentals are currently up 45 points. There's no bias right here with regard to the fundamentals. Let me check CNBC to see if there's any other news here to follow. I don't see anything else here. Russia releases US Marine veteran Trevor Reed. I guess this is war news right here. Putin threatens to retaliate against anyone who interferes with the war in Ukraine. All right, other than that, I don't really see anything else here really affecting the market. But overall, the bias is still a sell. So the bias is a sell overall because the retail sentiment here is 63% long, indicating that 63% of retail traders are buying. We want to do the opposite of them. Fundamentals over here are currently, I mean, they're not very strong. I can see this coming back down at some point. Looking at the heat map right now, it's refreshing this. I can't tell if this is like accurate or not. Let me go over here to this heat map and see what it looks like here. Okay, I do think it's accurate. Let me go over here real quick and see actual stock index. Apple is down 0.45. I think I might have to log in. That's why. I think the data here isn't real time. So let me see if I can log in on my other account over here. Because I do have the premium account, so maybe it's gonna. All right, back to this over here. I don't think it made any changes. Yeah, I'm logged in, but it looks the same. It's all good. All right, anyways, back to the charts. Let's see, there's not really much going on here. We do have news coming up in about 3 minutes, so that's why I haven't really been looking for any trades. I mean, there's technically a V3 here. Oh, no, there's no V3, sorry. There's no V3 because there's no pending sell signal. The sell signal is right here, so there's nothing that we can take with that. There's no V1 because there's no double body and there's no double wick. There's technically a V2 here. Yeah, so this is a V2 entry. It's too late for me to enter, and it's too close to news. So I don't know if anyone caught it, but this was actually a V2 entry, and actually no, it wouldn't be because there's no pending signal. Sorry guys, I keep forgetting that one requirement here. V2. Yeah, so right here for number 5, you need a pending momentum in the direction of the trade. There's no pending momentum here, so there's no V2. There's just no entry. That would have been a nice quick 100 pips though. Scroll down real quick. B is asking. Actually, you're right, B. So B is right. This, let me just turn this off real quick. The daily was actually over here. However, it didn't fit the requirements because it didn't fall in the direction of the bias. So if you guys remembered from yesterday during the live session, um, here's a daily strategy. This is actually the first signal right here, Pat, because market opened here at 6:30. This was the first valid signal. However, it didn't confirm the overall bias. So we wouldn't have taken the trade. And this is why it's important that you guys confirm the overall bias, because if you guys took that buy there, you obviously would have lost the trade, right? Because this would have dropped right down to stop loss. So thanks for that confirmation, B. You're definitely right. That was the daily entry right there, but it's not one that would have been taken because the requirements weren't met. And we had a lot of choppy entry, like the market's so choppy today that a lot of the entries were basically invalidated because there's no bias with regard to the sentiment. Yeah, thanks, Charles and B, for confirming that. Let me go back to the 10-minute again real quick. Yeah, so nothing there. Possible V3 here on the 5. Nothing on the 5 on my end. Yeah, no, exactly. Kevin said the Dow has basically lost all of its pre-market gains. Yep, no, 100%, Kevin. And we kind of anticipated that already because the overall bias was to sell anyway. So we did expect it to come back down. I think retail sentiment is always going to be the main thing for people to look at, right? You always want to make sure that this is the first thing you look at because you want to do the opposite of everybody else. This doesn't necessarily mean it's going to drop right away, but you guys can see if you guys follow this from the beginning of the session, you would have avoided all these buys and you would have just been ready for this drop right here to come down because it happens, right? It always plays out that way. It's this is always going to be the number one confluence for me whenever taking a trade, especially if it's a high confluence. Like 60% is great. Anything above 60 is cool. Anything below that's kind of indecisive, but anything above 60 is always going to indicate that price is going to move in that direction overall. Here we go. The price right at the sessions over here. This is going to be the New York low. Price is pretty much just bouncing around this area. One of two things will happen. Price will either swing back up or it'll break below and continue dropping further. Anything else over here? Kenny said he's just watching the charts and waiting on his tools to come in from Amazon. Nice work, Kenny. That'll give you some something to do so you don't stay on these charts all day, take risky trades. Thanks, Peter. So Biden is going to speak today, guys. It's not, I mean, it is politics, but it's also not directly correlated with politics, right? So after the live session today, he's going to go live at 8 o'clock. I would probably just sit out the market. I mean, I've already sat out the market pretty much for the most part today. Looks like I'm going to be sitting out the market the entire day because I don't see anything good here. And I also don't want to trade during Biden's speech. This is the news candle right here. So let me check the news real quick. Let's check the news to see what it was. Probably negative. Yep, negative. So all negative news today, guys. Go and mark that up as the news price. There. Delete this. All right, we got some negative news in the direction of our bias, so it's good. Pat said, interesting note surrounding our mentorship from yesterday on the 10-minute daily. I went back to the beginning of April and back tested, taking the first signal to come up after 7:30. There were more profits on signals regardless of signal matching trend meter bar or not than there were when only taking signals that match the trend meter. Yeah, no, and that's why it's not a requirement. The trend meter is probably like one of the least requirements to be applying, Pat, when using the confirmations and confluences. I think the retail sentiment would probably be the best one. So like if retail sentiment was indicating a sell and the the daily was telling you to take a buy, I would avoid it because it's such a big move. So even if it's pushing up slightly, I do expect it to come back down at some point. So I think retail sentiment would probably be your best confluence when confirming, which direction to be trading in for the daily. Fill the gap. See, B said, wouldn't that be a V3 since there's a wick on top? Sorry, B, I'm trying to confirm which one you're referring to. I don't see any V3s over here at all. The main reason why there's no V3s here for sell is because there's no pending sell signal. That's the main reason why there's no entries for the variations, because all the variations require a pending signal. And since we're looking for a sell, there's nothing that we can take because there's no pending signal for a sell until we get a buy signal. So that's the main reason why there'd be no variations available right now on the 1 minute. Same with the 3 minute, nothing here because there's no pending signal. Same with the 5, there's no pending signal, and then same with the 10 here. So pretty much on all the time frames, they all require, and I'll just put the requirements right here. So the V1, you need a pending momentum, which we don't have right now. V2, same thing, confirm pending momentum. So even if all the requirements are met for any of these strategies here, it wouldn't apply because the pending momentum in the direction of the trade hasn't, it's not available at the moment. So none of the, even if you were to see any V3s here for a sell, and there's the pending right there. So if this here closes with a buy signal, then we'll have a pending for a sell, and then we can start looking for some V3s. But currently right now, there's just, there's nothing available because there's no pending momentum in the direction of the trade. Again, right here, price is rejecting off news price, and the sessions, one of two things will happen. Price will break above and continue pushing up higher, or it'll come down and reject to the bottom side. See, Maddie said, hope no one took that V1 at 728. Let me see. 728. Was there one there, Maddie? Let me see real quick. Oh yeah. So there was one here for a buy, but I wouldn't have taken it because it wouldn't fit the requirements for the for the bias. Because the overall bias here is still a sell. So I wouldn't have taken that if I saw it. Hey Brock, how's it going? We're daily demand zone. Just checking everyone's messages. Oh, for the buy, yeah, but I'm not looking for any buys, guys. So if you guys do see any variations for a buy, I wouldn't take any variations for any buys right now. Right here, there's technically a variation for, this was a V3 actually. So there was a V3 right here for a buy, not one that I would take because the overall bias is still a sell. But if you were to take this trade here, I'm just going to mark it up to show you guys. You can see it's currently in profit. One of the main reasons I wouldn't take it is because the overall bias is a sell. On top of that, it was like right at the sessions and news price, but I wouldn't have taken it. But this was a V3 in the opposite direction. However, if you're following all the requirements here, the first requirement is confirm trading the direction of bias. Right now, retail sentiment is currently 64% long. So it's telling us to take sells. It won't fit the requirement there. But if you guys, so here's the thing, guys. I do give you guys these requirements here, but I know that a lot of you guys do skip steps. So, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because sometimes you'll get lucky here and there, but if you want the real quality trades, you have to follow all the requirements. So not to say that you can't take this trade here for a buy because it doesn't fit the bias. But if you want to be very conservative, you want to trade in the direction of the bias. But if you guys would have skipped the first step, which I see a lot of people do, which is okay, Yeah, you just have to understand the risk, right? If you guys lose the trade, you can't get mad at the system because you didn't follow the system. You kind of skip, the main confirmation here or the main requirement. But I do see people skip this requirement a lot and they just take trades in both directions, which is completely fine. Just understand if like when you win a trade, great. But when you lose a trade, understand that, you took a trade that wasn't valid. So, yeah, but anyways, there's a V3 right there for a buy, not one that I would take for a lot of reasons. It's against the bias. It doesn't fit all the requirements, and it was right at the sessions and news price right there. So other than that, what I'm looking for now is I'm looking for a high to get, okay, so this might be a V3 for a sell. We have the high there. And maybe not because there's a new high there. So never mind, no V3. I was getting kind of excited for a second. I thought a V3 would come up here and then I would catch it for a sell, but definitely no V3 off that. Yeah, CT said the sessions is the main one for me. Yeah, no, and that's a smart move, CT. That's one of the main things for me too. I don't take any trades, no matter how good the trade looks, if it's like near a sessions, there, here, or opening price, or news price. I'm sure you guys have taken a lot of trades around these points and taken losses. And then when you look back at it, you're like, damn, sessions is like right there. And I'm sure you guys have seen it bounce directly off it every single time. B said huge pending V3 on the 5-minute buy. Let me check. Yeah. There's another V3 here. It's a huge move though. Not one that I would recommend anybody take. I'll mark that up for you guys, but not one that I would recommend taking. It's against the bias. Also, it's right at the sessions. But I'll mark it up for you guys here just to follow. Again, guys, this isn't an official entry. It's just it's a V3 that doesn't it doesn't follow all of the requirements because the overall bias is still a sell. No V3 here off the 1 minute, Nick. In order for it to be a V3, this needs to be a green candle. Yeah, Kevin said, I've been trading successfully for a while. Never knew about sessions. That's been a real game changer for me. Yeah, I know. And I'm sure if you go back and look at your losses, Kevin, in the past, if you look back, I'm sure there was a sessions probably there where you see the bounce, right? Because that's what I started to notice too. Like, I know for a lot of people, they like to look at support and resistance and they like to look at supply and demand, right? For me, I think these sessions are pretty important because if you look at where price bounces from and you have the sessions up, you'll see that price almost always bounces off it. Or you can see it's where manipulation happens, right? Like for example, right here, fake out happened right here, but it happened right off the sessions. So this will help you avoid losses. That's why I just avoid the trades altogether. Because the thing is, you could get lucky at the sessions, but a lot of the times you get some manipulation here. Price will come up, bounce off it, and then come back down. Oh, this isn't manipulation. This is like a clear rejection. But the manipulation that I'm talking about is something like this right here, right? Price breaks below the sessions. People think price is going to drop further, but then it just swings right back up. Same with what happened over here, right? Price came above the sessions over here, faked out, came right back down. So these are just key things that I started to notice over time, right? I've been trading for a long time. So when I start to see inconsistencies in the market, I tend to create my own indicators to identify where they're at. So I don't have to go and draw my own sessions myself. I just turn on the indicator and it does like literally all the work for me. Nice, smart move, Kevin. Yeah, I know. And now you have this tool at your disposal. So hopefully you're going to have, a lot more wins moving forward. And you can avoid a lot of these risky trades. Yeah, no, definitely. Kevin said price fakes out a lot at sessions. So now I avoid them, where I use the sessions as a TP or stop loss, which is smart. That's exactly what I do. Like, for example, if you were to have, like, say if you were to take a buy right here, right? Not to say that there was a buy entry, and say your TP was above there, I would just set my TP right below it, like maybe 100 pips below it, So I can pull out right before it reaches the sessions right there. It'll give me the peace of mind because typically it'll come up and then reject right off it. So yeah, no, glad to see a lot of you guys here are making good use of the K2 indicators. The community here is really widespread, guys. You'll see a lot of people in K2 who are really experienced trading, and they still use the K2 indicators because it does help with analysis and identifying things in the market. You'll have a lot of new traders here who have no idea how to do anything, like how to use TradingView or anything like that, but they're learning. So, it's good to pop into the community if you guys have any questions. I'm sure everyone here will be willing to help you if there's something that you guys are confused with, or sit in on the mentoring sessions. That'll help as well. All right, so this is, oh man, this sucks. So this is a V3 right here, or maybe a V2, but it's right at the session. So as much as I do want to take it, I'm probably not going to take it. Follow it, but probably not going to take it because it's literally on the sessions. Lee said, Sean's super helpful. I was one of those people who had no idea how to use TradingView. All right. No, it's all good. I'm glad to help you out with that too, Leash, because I know a lot of people are like brand new. And I'm here to help you guys out. As long as you guys have proper questions to come with at the mentoring sessions, I can help break down whatever you guys need help with. All right, so there's a pending V3 here, but I'm not going to take it. It's right at the sessions. Actually, it's not a V3. The candle there closed green, it looks like. So fortunately, no V3, plus the stop loss is too small. So even if you were to take this trade here for a V3, it's 150 pip stop loss. So if you look at the requirements here for the V3, guys, just want to remind you guys, not that one. So the V3 right here requires that you have a minimum stop loss of 300 pips on the 1 minute and 500 pips on the higher time frame. So yeah, no V3 off this right here, unfortunately. Nick said booty, and Peter said, is that what you're having for breakfast, Nick? And the chat always stays lively. If you guys are in the chat, I feel like this whole week has been kind of funny in the chat, like on Monday, if you guys were here. A lot of craziness going on in the chat. All right, so it's getting close to 8, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat, and I can answer whatever you guys need help with. At this point, you guys can ask whatever questions you guys want. I know initially we wanted basic questions, but since the market is kind of moving back and forth right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to have an entry. Also, Biden's going to be speaking at 8, so I'm for sure going to be off the charts by then. Biden is speaking at 8 o'clock right there. Probably not the best decision to stay on the charts because I don't know, Biden might be shaking the thin air again. I don't know if you guys saw that video. I forgot when you guys sent me the video of Biden. He was like shaking the air again, shaking hands with with the air. Let's see if I missed anything here quick. All right, let me check the chat, see if there's anything else right here. Nice work, Patrick. So Patrick over here sent in his profits locked in 14,000 off his account today, 14,216. Amazing work right there, Patrick. Keep it up. Other than that, I think that's it right now. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Patrick, again, over here, 9,400. I don't know if this is a different account, but I'll just add that to the list. I don't see anything else over here. G said, I'm Italian, don't understand. I don't know. I don't know what you did here, bro. Just gonna put a question mark emoji. Not sure what he did there. All right, other than that, guys, there really isn't anything for us to take at the moment. Zachary is asking, why is the DFX and IG numbers different as to where Dow is? Which one is correct or more accurate? Zachary, what's DFX? I'm trying to see what you're referring to. Are you talking about daily effects? Daily effects, they pull this data from IG. So are they different? Let me check. Because this is IG client sentiment. It's the same thing. It's the same data. It's just I'm assuming one of them is delayed. Might be this one's probably delayed, but it's only off by like 1%. It looks like. So let me just see real quick. I'm trying to figure out which number you're referring to. Are you, because if it's the percentage, it's only off by like 1%. I think. You're talking about this right here. So this right here is going to be the trading view price. You can see the trading view. These are different brokers. That's why every broker has different pricing. So it's, you know, this is using a different broker. This isn't using IG. This is using, I'm assuming, Awanda. I'm not sure. It doesn't say right here, but because we use a different data too. We use currency.com. So there's like, you know, if you type in US30, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like a ton of brokers here. So each broker pricing is always going to be different. I don't think it really matters because it's not off by that much, but I'm not sure what data uses right here or what, I mean, IG is its own broker as well. So pricing is going to be different for every single one. So I don't know what's more accurate. It doesn't really matter what's more accurate because you're only going to be off by like a few dollars. Like it's not going to be off by a lot. You know, less than a point probably, or maybe a few points. I mean, you should follow whatever you're using, Zachary. If you're using FTMO, then follow FTMO price. For me, I know that this is the most accurate price, currency.com. This gives you the raw data. So this right here is what I follow. I don't use IG because I don't trade on IG. It's not my broker, so it's irrelevant to me. I don't follow this price. I also don't follow the price here because I don't follow this either. It's always been currency.com. We don't trade on currency.com, but I find this to be the most accurate data. It wouldn't really matter the price difference because if you took a trade on, so like say, for example, I'm using this data here, but I'm entering on my FTMO. It wouldn't matter because you're entering at the same time, right? You're entering a market price. Unless you're entering a pending price, then yeah, that's going to make a difference. But if you're entering market, it wouldn't matter because it's going to execute same time across all brokers. So whatever price it is, it's going to enter and then it's going to exit at the same time. So I would recommend just focusing on the broker that you actually execute your trades on. That'd be where you want to focus your, you know, the main price difference from. Other than that, I think that's about it right now. Marco said, I'll call it a day. Made some profits off the breakout. Have a good day, everybody. Definitely, Marco. We'll see you tomorrow. B's asking, you recommend any UK brokers trustworthy with decent sized capital? Honestly, I have no idea, B. I don't know. I'm not familiar with any of the brokers in the UK, but if you're putting in 50 to 100K, you should be using a regulated broker. So I'm not sure what's a regulated broker out there. I know IG is like one of them. They're one of the bigger brokers. A lot of people don't use them for some reason, but they are one of the bigger brokers. So if you want to trade with IG, I think they're fine. If you want to trade with TradeStation, I think TradeStation allows everybody worldwide to trade on their broker. So what I'd recommend is to just look up, I don't have any personal experience with UK brokers, but use one that's regulated if you're going to be using that much funds as your capital. I think that might be it right now. If there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put your questions in the chat. See, Kevin here said, I think this upswing in price is to lure buyers because people think it's reversing, but the bias is to sell. So price is going to dump and screw anyone who took the buyer. Yeah, and I agree 100%, Kevin. I agree with you definitely. Looking over here at the retail sentiment, it is currently 63% long. So I think price may come up. It might bounce off the opening price again right here and then come right back down. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. The 10-minute over here, there's nothing available right now. Hope this closes right here so that we can have this pending signal, possibly look for a V3 off the 10 at a later time. Here's a 5-minute still technically running. 3-minute as well, nothing there. But yeah, I agree with your analysis right there, 100%, Kevin. I do think it's going to come back down. Yeah, B said I'll do some research. There's quite a few, so I'm not sure which is the best. Pepperstone, IC Markets, etc. Yeah, I mean the UK has a lot of different brokers, so I'm not sure which one. I was trying to think. There was this one broker that we used to use for FTMO a long time ago. It was like an institutional broker. I don't know if you guys remembered it, but they didn't accept US clients, but they had like the best spreads. They were like, you needed at least 25K to open an account with them, but they were really good. It was like the first broker that FTMO used when they first started. Damn, I can't remember what they were called. Maybe if you go back and watch the older videos, be from like 2 years ago or a year ago, it wasn't Pepperstone or IC Markets. So I was just saying that when FTMO first started, they used this institutional broker as their market data, and they were really good, but you needed at least 25K to open an account with them, and they didn't accept clients outside of Europe. So I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. If I knew, I would have said so. But you probably want to. If you go back and watch the older videos, I think we did discuss it. Like when I first got funded from FTMO, I think 2 years ago, off my first account, they we probably just look it up here. Let's see, FTMO broker data. It's got to be an old. Oh, that video page isn't even up anymore. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, LMAX. Yeah, so that's what it was. Thanks, David. Man, David remembers. You got good memory, David. It's called LMAX. So if you want to check them out, this is what it is, LMAX Global. They're a regulated broker in the UK. They are a institutional broker, so they have institutional spread. So if you like traded, yeah, you might want to check this broker out, B, because this is one that I want to sign up with, but they didn't accept. US clients, unfortunately. But you can see that the spreads are pretty good and their execution times are like really good. So LMAX Exchange. Damn, babe, I can't remember. You remember that? It's a long time ago. Yeah, this is one that you probably want to take a look at. They're pretty solid. Let's see if there's anything else here I'm missing. All right, guys, so it's about to be 8 right now. I think that'll be it for the questions. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out through email or Telegram. Unfortunately, I didn't take any trades myself, but I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still locked in some pretty solid profit. If you guys have any more profits to send in, just send them in. I'll add them to the list here. Yeah, even Steven made 1,000 today. Guys, Steven is on fire, man. Big congrats to Steven over here. So he said, since I missed a breakout today, I was making good profit lately. Decided to gamble on my own risk. Was going to close the trade if it reached. Yeah, so Steven took a trade just off my analysis here, and he locked in some pretty solid profits. So nice work, Steven. Yeah. So Steven is locking in 1,000 a day. He missed the breakout today, but he still made 1,000. So today he made 1,045. He made 1,085 yesterday. He made 1,395 the day before that. He's over here trying to compare the FTMO to Scantrons, SAT to Scantrons. The day before that, he made 1,035. So every single day he's been making at least well over 1,000, just with us being on the live. So nice work, Steven. I don't think you're on here anymore, but I will message you shortly. So great work right there. Vincent over here too, locking a total of 4,329. So he's playing around with his demo right now until he gets back on his feet to redo the challenge. But solid work right there, Vincent. Total of 4,000. I think other than that, I wonder if Steven closed out of this because you were right there, Steven. You took the sell. You were in profit pretty heavy. Hopefully you moved your stop loss in profit when it's moving around because it is kind of far down. Let's see, other than that, I think that might be about it. So, all right, guys, it's about to be 8 o'clock. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, today was a bit of a choppy day, lots of ranging in the market. Biden is going to be speaking in about a minute, so I don't recommend anyone trade during that time. I know he's going to be talking about the funeral, but you know, there's always politics involved in this. So I'd probably just sit out the market. I think I closed the link for it already, so I don't have it here. But yeah, Biden is going to be speaking in about a minute. So hopefully tomorrow smoothens out a bit more. Let me check the earnings for tomorrow, Thursday. No earnings for, I don't know if Caterpillar is, let me check real quick. Caterpillar is on the Dow. So we do have earnings for Caterpillar tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't affect the market too much. Other than that, I think that's about it. Apple as well. Damn. Okay, so we have two big companies, or not really big companies, but we have Apple, which is huge. It's going to affect the market, of course. And then Caterpillar. I don't think Southwest is on here anymore. No, they're not. Roku, MasterCard. I don't think MasterCard's on here either anymore. Merck & Co. Okay, so we actually have like three big companies that are going to be releasing earnings tomorrow. We have Caterpillar, Apple, and Caterpillar, Apple, and Merck & Co. So we might be in for another choppy day tomorrow. Hopefully not, but if we do, we'll understand because there are earnings coming out tomorrow. So, all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll pick back up with our session tomorrow as we